What are the metal structures built on tanks and what are their purpose? Cope cages, also known as slat armor, bar armor, cage armor, and standoff armor, are a specialized form of protective technology utilized on heavy military vehicles to counteract the threats posed by high-explosive anti-tank weapons. These protective structures have recently gained significant attention due to their prominent presence on Russian tanks involved in the conflict in Ukraine. In this video, we will delve into the intricacies of cope cages, their effectiveness, and the design considerations that influence their performance. Cope cages, or slat armor, serve a crucial role in shielding military vehicles from specific types of explosive devices, particularly shape-charged projectiles like rocket-propelled grenades. Their primary objective is to disrupt the detonation mechanism of incoming projectiles. These protective systems consist of a series of metal or composite slats or bars, typically arranged in a grid pattern and attached to the outer surface of a vehicle. The strategic positioning of these slats creates a standoff distance between the explosive device and the main vehicle structure. The purpose of this standoff distance is to disrupt the shape charge mechanism of the incoming projectile. By causing the explosive charge to detonate at a distance from the main vehicle, cope cages aim to reduce the effectiveness of the attack, potentially preventing penetration or minimizing damage. This innovative approach to protection has been widely adopted, particularly in military vehicles operating in environments with a high risk of RPG attacks, such as urban or asymmetric warfare scenarios. Cope cages are designed to be relatively lightweight and modular, allowing for easy installation and removal. This flexibility enables vehicles to adapt to different threat levels and operational requirements. However, it's important to note that while cope cages can provide effective protection against RPGs, they are less effective against other types of threats, such as direct-fire weapons or improvised explosive devices. Additionally, the effectiveness of slat armor can vary depending on the angle and velocity of the incoming projectile. In the context of the conflict in Ukraine, Russian tanks have been observed with various cage designs, which raises questions about their effectiveness. The additional armor on turret tops, designed to counter modern anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, like the Javelin, has generated significant interest. It is crucial to understand that the efficacy of cope cages largely depends on their design. Studies conducted by the company manufacturing cope cage armor for Russian tanks suggest that the design of these cages plays a pivotal role in their effectiveness. The most effective cage armor is characterized by metal bar elements with a 10 mm diameter and a spacing of 80 mm between their edges. This configuration can significantly reduce the impact of incoming rounds and disrupt the shaped charge, increasing the area of contact and enhancing the tank's chances of survival. Russian tanks, however, exhibit different cage designs that vary in materials, configurations, and spacing. This variation has raised doubts about the efficiency of these designs. Notably, the Russian approach to cope cages appears to be inconsistent and less aligned with scientific guidelines, potentially reducing their effectiveness. Cope cages have been speculated to counter top-attack ATGMs like the Javelin. However, it's essential to recognize that these cages are not primarily designed to cause warheads to detonate away from the main armor. Rather, they work by allowing the projectile to pass through the gaps, where the edge of the projectile can take damage from striking the armor before the fuse strikes. This damage disrupts the projectile's ability to penetrate effectively. While the effectiveness of cope cages against modern top-attack munitions like the Javelin is debatable, they may serve psychological and tactical purposes. The addition of these cages could be a measure to reassure tank crews and provide protection against certain threats, particularly those from slant angles and small explosive charges delivered by drones.